So, you've got the Mini 2 drone because you want to capture smooth cinematic footage like this, right? But you're not sure where to start? Well, DJI have made an update to their Mini 2 drone that makes getting footage like this super easy. And I'm going to break it down step by step just for you. So, don't go away. Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new to flying drones, in particular the DJI Mini 2, I'm sure one of the reasons you got your drone was so you could capture sweeping cinematic footage of around your home, your country, or when traveling. You probably discovered that it isn't quite as easy as it appears, and instead of this, your footage probably looks more like this. Well, there are a bunch of things you can do to improve your footage, and with a firmware update released for the Mini 2 earlier this year, DJI gave us Mini 2 pilots one of the greatest gifts that they could ever have dreamed of, and that is the ability to concentrate on capturing some awesome footage by controlling the gimbal and direction of the camera without having to worry about flying the drone. It's like you've got one drone and two pilots. So in this video, I'm going to break it down for you and how it works, and if you're a beginner, you're in for an absolute treat. And make sure you stick around until the end of the video. I'll give you plenty more tips on how to finesse the settings of the Mini 2 drone to help you get even better footage than you could have dreamed of. Right, so let's get into it. Now, in a previous update to the firmware, DJI added the ability to control the orientation of the drone when flying forward during return to home. Essentially what that means is that once a return to home sequence has been initiated, the drone will ascend to the return to home altitude that you've set in the app and then return to the home point before descending and landing. Nothing new there, but what is new is that this means that while the drone is happily making its way back to the home point, it leaves you free to move the drone left and right, up and down if you want, and operate the gimbal, so while the drone is flying automatically, you can concentrate on moving the orientation of the drone's camera to capture the footage that you want to. It's just like having two pilots, one for the drone and one for the camera. So the best practical application of this new feature is to fly the drone past something you want to be able to video until you get to the point where you can visualize a straight line between the drone and you, the home point. Then set your return to home altitude to ensure the drone's path will take you back past what it was you wanted to film, but high enough not to hit any obstacles on the way back. Now remember that the drone will fly back in a straight line, so the path of that line needs to be both clear of obstacles and along or past the thing that you want to video. Then initiate the return to home function either in the app or by using the dedicated button on the controller. The drone will lift up to the predetermined return to home altitude that you set and then start flying back towards you, assuming you're in the same location as the home point. You can then quite confidently move your attention to capturing the best footage you can by moving the orientation of the drone left and right and the gimbal up and down. And although I wouldn't necessarily recommend it, you can change the altitude of the drone as well. With a bit of practice, you can move the drone to make it look like you're tracking a particular subject, and the footage looks really smooth and cinematic. Now, I've seen lots of examples where people are using this function to film something that's also a straight line, like alongside a bridge or a coastline or something like that. But if you get good at locking onto a subject like a house or a boat or something like that, as long as your path is clear, you can use this technique on pretty much any subject. So overall, this is a very welcome feature to users of the Mini 2, and with a bit of practice and not to mention careful planning, you can get some awesome, safe and stress-free footage relatively easily. Now, understanding how the return to home function works and why is crucial to make sure you don't inadvertently put your drone in harm's way. Now, I've made a video that breaks down the return to home function and the key settings that you need to understand to ensure your Mini 2 is set up to come back home safe and sound. Also, if you're looking for another hack to help you get even smoother cinematic footage, check out this video where I break down the gimbal settings to use, as well as a rather unconventional hack. So click on the link on the screen and I'll see you over there. Cheers guys.